Welcome to the Master Debaters, kiddies, the show where we solve horror's problems one jump scare at a time. I'm Abe, co-host of the Movies and Stuff show, which can be seen live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. And joining me are three other people that John Carpenter never called lying pieces of shit. First off, I met him 4 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding. Even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, good or evil, right or wrong. It's Stefan.
Hello, it's Stefan. This is the night I'm coming home.
Nice. Next up, it's a man that lives beyond the grace of God. A wonder in the outer darkness. This creature does not die like the bee after the first sting, but instead grows strong and becomes immortal once infected. That's right. I'm talking about Sean.
My audio is off.
It's off. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
I can.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Michele, are you still having problems?
Hang on.
We'll hold for them.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's cool.
My bad. I'm back.
Okay, good. So, Sean, you're like immortal once you're infected. What's up, man?
What's up? I just want to say to all the people in the path of that nasty Matthew, even if you don't believe in God, God bless and good luck.
Yeah, it's a good sentiment. Okay, and finally, our guest this week is a horror blogger, critic, and columnist. She also spends her free time translating ancient Sumerian burial rites, funeral incantations, and demonic resurrection passages. Sure, she could have stayed in the past. She could have even been queen. But in her own way, she is queen. It's Michele.
Hello.
Hey,
how's everybody doing? Sorry I messed up the beginning of the show.
No. It's live.
I realized I had the YouTube link open in another window, so I was hearing the sound.
It's
My bad.
With all those millions of people watching, it's no big deal.
Right, yeah. We had a show that would do that every week, so for a while. So, all right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. This is a debate show. I'm going to throw out 3 topics. I'm going to give each one of you 60 seconds to make your points, and then I'm cutting you off faster than you can say Kalatu, Barada, necktie. So let's get into it. Let's get into topic 1. Simply put, I can't. This is the simplest question we've ever had on the show. What is the best horror franchise in your opinion? And Stefan, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, well, that was a very difficult question. I thought, what could constitute as a great franchise? I didn't want to go for a franchise that has maybe one great movie and just a bunch of shit movies following. So I went for consistency. That means I was choosing a franchise that never drops below a certain level of quality, entertainment value or budget. And so I thought I'm going with Child's Play, actually, maybe. As a prize winner. Yeah, there are not too many ups and downs. I mean, I think every movie is a little different from the preceding one. First one is really good, heads up, well, funny. First one is the only one maybe that's really shocking. Second one, fun, schlocky sequel. Third one is maybe the weakest. Still very watchable, actually. Good production models. Ronnie used the fourth one, fifth one with Jennifer Tilly, great. Fifth one was very underrated. Actually, very bizarre.
Movie. All right. Enough of that. Sean, over to you, man.
Okay, if you know me, it's not a surprise that I'm going with Romero's Dead series. Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead are not only masterpieces of horror, they're pretty well regarded as masterpieces of fucking cinema. Day of the Dead, while it's a little bit talky and boring, it knocks it out of the park with the makeup effects and everything else. I enjoyed Land. It had some good parts. You know, you got Dennis Hopper as a crazed patriarchal villain. I even liked, I have to say, Diary of the Dead. I thought it was a good, I guess, found footage type thing. Survival of the Dead sucked ass, but out of 6 movies, 2 are classics, 3's very good. Another good movie has to be Romero's Dead series.
All right. Michele, it's all yours.
Oh, my turn. Okay, well, I don't know that anybody can really say what the best franchise is. It's really whatever your favorites are and what you kind of love from the series. And I'm going to say Scream, honestly. I think because Wes Craven directed all 4 of the movies, there's great consistency. And I know there's a lot of detractors for 2 and 3, but they're still so much fun movies to watch. And I loved 4. And of course, the first one is kind of a modern classic. You know, they always say it reinvigorated the horror genre in the 90s. So yeah, that's my pick. And I love Wes Craven, so I got to give him some love here.
Oh.
So, I still have more time.
Yeah, if you can kill
But
it.
the most fun franchise to watch though is the Final Destination franchise. I will say, and Friday the 13th.
Oh, there we go. So all the franchises basically is what we're saying.
Pretty much all of them.
Man, Sean, Night of the Living Dead, awesome. Dawn of the Dead, awesome. After that,
I disagree.
No, Day of the Dead is amazing.
Day of the Dead is
Day
a
of
little
the
bit.
Dead.
Day of the Dead's a little bit talky. I'm not gonna lie, but it has a really cool beginning. He gets bogged down in the dialogue, I think, in the underground bunker stuff. But the last 30 minutes fucking knock your socks off if you like fucking gore effects. I mean, it's easily Savini's probably best job in a movie ever, I think. I mean, the zombies were just fucking phenomenal in that. Land, not a bad flick, man. You got Dennis Hopper, you got a decent cast. It was Romero being Romero, and even within the rated R, type of thing. Diary, not a great movie, but it had its moments, and I'm going to give you Survival was fucking trash. But, I mean, the first 2 movies, I don't know if any horror franchise has 2 unmitigated masterpieces like that.
I have to think about that for a second. So, Stefan, you're going to bat for Child's Play 2 and 3, huh?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
Yes.
it's good.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a good series. Look, Child's Play doesn't have an outstanding entry like Dawn of the Dead or something like that. But if you wouldn't
Yeah,
make...
we talked to Tom Holland on this channel, so don't be too mean.
No, yeah, I said, but it's not like... I know I love Child's Play, but the first one. But it's not as revolutionary as Dawn of the Dead or something. I think it's not as turning the world forward, but upside down. But I think if you made, for example, a marathon with the Dawn of the Dead movies and a marathon with the Child's Play movies, at the end of the Dawn of the Dead movies, you would be kind of depressed, and it would be hard to get through. The Child's Play series, there isn't really one that is hard to get through. Even the third one, which is the weakest, is kind of watchable. The entertainment value as such is very good of the series, I think. And it's the consistency, as I said, yeah.
Okay.
And it's not like the Friday the 13th. It's more like a guilty pleasure that starts out bad and stays bad. You know what I mean? Not bad. I like them too, but it isn't very ambitious. You know what I mean? I mean, Child's Play has actually a ridiculous premise, but it goes far beyond that premise. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's far better than it has any right to be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best voodoo doll movie ever made.
Yeah, out there. Yes,
Okay, I'll say that. Michele,
It is my favorite horror film ever.
which one?
Child's Play.
The first
Play?
one?
Child's Play.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
I love it. I think it's all about when you first saw the movie, and Child's Play has been with me since I was a kid, so that's still my favorite to this day.
I would like to say I saw Child's Play in the movie theaters. Yeah, I'm that fucking old. And it was packed with people. And it got good reviews when it came out. And people were genuinely scared. They laughed. It was a really entertaining fucking movie. You can't take it away. Tom Holland had his little run in the 80s, which is a pretty good run.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a great
Fright
run.
Night.
Yeah. Friday Night was awesome. Okay, Michele, Scream 4.
I like Scream 4.
You gonna stand up? You gonna go to bat for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Scream 4.
All right.
I wasn't into it at first. I thought the killer's motivation was just like, oh, please give me a fucking break. But it grew on me after a while, and I do like that. I know a lot of people were like, Sydney should have died in the last movie, but it was kind of a thing. It was a comment on remakes too, I think. So in the way, the fact that she lived kind of made sense because the original will never die. And I kind of like the little message that movie had. I liked it. I don't care.
That's fine. You actually took my answer. You took the correct answer here. The Final Destination series is probably the most fun horror franchise. I'm a sucker for the Rube Goldbergs of killing people in all these different ways. I know you want to yell at me, Stefan. Go for it.
Yeah. I mean, Catherine Hicks played alongside Chucky, William Shatner, and Stephen Collins. Who's the worst?
Okay, you got the Stephen Collins joke in. I got you. All right, I think we got that topic handled. Let's move on to topic 2.
Just excuse me for 1 sec.
All right, one man created the slasher genre. The other man became known as the horror master. So truly, which one of them was better at horror? Was it John Carpenter? Or was it Wes Craven? Sean, let's do it.
I actually went over these today, and it was a little bit difficult because I think in this whole thing that Carpenter's better without even he didn't do all horror, but I think I have to go with Carpenter. Even Assault on Precinct 13 has one of the more terrifying scenes ever with a child death. Halloween, The Thing, my personal favorite, The Prince of Darkness. I think he just blows away Craven in that respects. Craven has, Nightmare on Elm Street, but I don't get Last House on the Left. I just think it's pretty ineptly made, and the whole, Martin Cove Keystone Cops thing just ruins a lot for me. Now I'm running out a lot of time, but I just want to say I really liked In the Mouth of Madness and Memoirs of an Invisible Man by Carpenter. Thank you.
You made it with a second to go. All right, Michelle, we're going over to you.
I'm gonna break the rules a little bit on this and say that I'm not gonna pick. I'm not gonna choose one because to me, you're talking about two completely different styles. You're talking about two completely different types of horror that each one of these guys approached. And they both did it in a fantastic way. Carpenter, you can kind of say he does a lot of supernatural type stuff. The Fog, even like Halloween, Michael Myers can be seen as like a supernatural force. And Wes Craven did a lot of the real life horrors with Last House on the Left and The Hills Have Eyes. So it's not just because I love Wes Craven either. Even I'm super sad that he's gone, but I can't pick between the two of them. I'm not going to because I think they're so different and they're both equally good at the types of horrors that they approached in their movies.
All right.
And 3, 2, 1.
There you go. All right. Stefan, you're the tiebreaker then. Let's do it.
Yeah, I have to go with Carpenter 2 by a little. Only by a little. I agree with Michelle. They're very different directors. I think they're more complementary than contrary. I think Carpenter is more kind of the clinical, pragmatic guy, the Hitchcockian approach, while Wes Craven is more the kind of with dream logic and intuitive director, and like Dario Argento or David Lynch even. And but I think the intuitive artist is more prone to make shitty movies here and there because so he has more dots on his career because Carpenter's more the guy when he wasn't really he saw himself as a craftsman, so he relied on a craftsmanship if he wasn't inspired, you know what I mean, if inspiration didn't hit him. And Wes Craven, when he fell deep, I think. And Carpenter actually has just one really unwatchable movie that would be Ghosts of Mars.
Which is what?
Ghosts of Mars, huh?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
Vampires
He
is
had-
unwatchable.
I mean, he had a few. If you look at this filmography, he had a few movies that are not as great, like Village of the Damned or something. But if you watched Village of the Damned, didn't know it was coming, they would say, yeah, it's a decent B movie. It's an okay B movie.
Sean, you said Vampires is watchable or unwatchable?
Unwatchable.
Unwatchable.
Watchable.
Because I've never seen it.
Probably some of the worst filmed action I've ever seen in my life, too. It was just so badly filmed, I thought, Vampires. And I had such high hopes because fucking the great James Woods was on it. And I remember what Daniel Baldwin, after his crack binge, was on Howard Stern talking it up. So I'm like, this is going to be great, but it just didn't do anything for me. But Prince of Darkness, it might not be a home run, but give the guy fucking credit for like what he tried to do with that movie. It's just kind of genius. Like Satan is antimatter and the whole physics stuff, which I don't understand. Love it. And the whole fucking dream sequences, great shit.
What do we think about? I liked Stefan's point that Craven needed inspiration. Otherwise, he was just kind of lost. I mean, Vampire in Brooklyn.
How's that?
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
That
What
was
do you
in
mean by
Eddie
that?
Eddie Murphy's before Trek when he had a lot of problems.
I can let Stefan explain, or I could take it. Do you want to explain what you mean by?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, he's more the intuitive director, and if he is inspired, I think this is the kind of
Created
art.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, no, he is great. I absolutely agree with you. I think it's just a little that is Carpenter better because Carpenter, if he isn't inspired, he can still rely on his. I think he has a bit of the heart of a craftsman.
Craftsmanship.
Yes, Carpenter. You know what I mean?
Yes, I see that.
He just goes in.
I did. Okay.
No, get him, Michelle. Get him. Make him explain it. Attack him.
Get him.
No, I mean I do agree with that.
The movie with
Hold on, Stefan.
yeah.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay. Sorry,
So
video
if you-
quality.
No.
At the same time, Carpenter made that movie with Chevy Chase,
Invisible
and
Man.
it's kind of watchable, you know. Invisible Man, yeah, it's kind of watchable. It's also
I love that movie, by the way, but whatever.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, it's fun,
I
but
gotcha.
it's not a great movie, you know what I mean? It's not a great.
I got you. No, I want to hear Michelle's point now. She had a retort.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, not really, but just that. I don't know. I love Craven. I think Craven is very creative, and he told completely different types of stories with each new movie that he did. People Under the Stairs, completely different
Yeah, it's
from
great.
any of his earlier stuff. And Shocker, as crazy as people hate Shocker for some reason, I love Shocker. It's a lot of fun. And that's another thing. He wasn't afraid to have fun with horror while still being like horrifying at the same time. Like he could do that in his movies. Like People in the Stairs has some like kind of messed up shit in it. And so you're like super uncomfortable, but you're like, this is funny, but this is really weird at the same time. And the same, I know it didn't work with Last House on the Left, but that was just so much more horrifying, I think, than anything Carpenter did. Because like I said, to me, sometimes his feel more supernatural, and Craven just feels so much more real.
Mm. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think just that Craven's lows have been much lower than Carpenter's lows.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I don't want to say
I'm just like, but I mean, you're absolutely right. You cannot really fully compare them. I mean, I think it's impossible with any director. But if you take an average, Carpenter wins a little. Yes.
If you're just going to put the filmography side by side, Carpenter wins.
Yes, I think wins. Yeah.
Nope.
By a little.
Because he's more consistent.
Yeah, maybe yes.
Does Carpenter's highs meet Craven's highs?
Yeah, I think so. Of course. I mean, if you could compare Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street, it's pretty much on the same level.
Okay.
I think. Craven, Carpenter did a lot of innovative horror movies.
The Thing might put him
The Thing,
over the top.
Yeah.
The
But-
Thing. in Big Trouble in Little China, he was one of the first directors who adapted Asian cinema. You know, the stylistics of Asian cinema. It was very much ahead of its time.
I mean, The Thing's almost a perfect movie, like Dawn of the Dead. I mean, the sense of paranoia. You know, you don't even need to see shit in that movie to be freaked out. So, but I just want to say also to not knock Craven so much. Nightmare on Elm Street is a bona fide classic. It's a frightening fucking movie, and it still holds up. And I am also a big fan of his Last House on the Left. I mean, not Last House on the Left. I'm sorry, Hills Have Eyes, because I think that captures that Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of home video horror thing, which he was going for in Last House on the Left. I just didn't get it with that. But Hills Have Eyes from Craven is a well done, scary, tough movie to watch.
All right. So Carpenter, and undecided. That's where we ended up. Not undecided. Wouldn't pick a side. Just they're both.
Would not pick a side.
Yes, she sees the benefits.
I love them equally. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I'm thankfully we don't compare them as human beings.
Oh yeah.
We know who would win.
That's the line. That's the line in the show right there.
Yeah,
by the way,
it probably is. That's a good place to close topic 2. Let us move on to topic 3. So, I want to know from you, horror movies today don't seem to have the same punch that they had, in the past. So, is there something that horror movies are missing nowadays, or is it just, are we looking through with nostalgic glasses and whatnot? And Michele, you are kicking us off.
Oh, you know what? No, I don't think horror movies are missing anything. I mean, I've been to the movie theater more times this year than I have in any of the past years, and I just want to see people do their own original thing. Like, I didn't know that I wanted to see a super creepy period piece, about a witch, but The Witch was awesome. I didn't know I wanted to see a movie about, kids breaking into a blind guy's house, but Don't Breathe was awesome. And, you thought Sharksploitation was dead. The Shallows was great. So, you just got to keep letting people do their thing, and the good stuff will rise to the top. People will find it. And I don't have anything else to say on this.
That's cool. Do you want to
Kick me off.
Okay, I'll kick you off. Stefan!
Yeah, I think comparatively we are not in a golden age of horror, actually, I think. And I think there are a few things that are missing. I think one thing that is we don't have, that goes for many movies, we don't have a solid middle ground, actually. We have mostly we have some big movies, mostly just for teenagers, found footage, lots of we don't have a great variety of genres at the moment. We don't have grand concepts, like high concepts like Hellraiser or something of that, something daring. You know what I mean? I think horror should move away from the groundedness. I think there is no middle ground in the movies at this time. No middle budgeted movies. Either we have the big ones or we have the small ones for the fan service for the gore hounds on DTV, for example. We don't have that great directors, just posers like Adam Wingard and Eli Roth. And
all right, Sean, kill this.
Like any other kind of movie or book, it comes down to writing, and I think some of the horror movies today lack in the writing department. I had such high hopes for some guy like Ty West because I love House of the Devil. I thought it was a fucking nearly perfect horror movie, but he's just gone kind of downhill. I agree with Dee on the whole Adam Wingard thing. He's still a young guy and he's making 13 movies a year, but that might be the problem. But you just kind of have to just keep, I heard Don't Breathe was pretty good. I just think it comes down to, writing and style. Like, obviously, James Wan, I'm a huge fan. He's an archer. I think he's one of the few archers today. He could probably do anything, and I'll keep seeing his movies, even though he gets too into the creepy doll stuff.
All right.
But whatever.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. We've got a bunch of different viewpoints here. Stefan, you're complaining about what movies are in general right now. That there's no middle ground. It's either
I was a little over the place there. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't care. No, but I mean, there's big budget movies, and then there's no budget movies.
Yeah,
so the middle one is gone. Is what I'm saying.
Yes, exactly. Not just budget, also the kind of appeal. I mean, in the 80s, we had a lot of different kinds of movies. We had big horror movies. We had conventional horror movies. Even there was just a more variety to choose from. Much more movies, actually. If you look today, behind a certain point, you have to go for the DTV productions. They're so low budget. I mean, horror shouldn't be about budget.
That's just the way the industry is now. You can't change that.
Right, yeah.
I mean, there's no money hardly making movies anymore.
Under a certain, but it's stupid, It's actually stupid.
Well, yeah.
You could make much more money with smaller movies, around 20 millions, 10 millions, than some big ones.
I'm a firm believer. 99% of the time, the higher the budget for a horror movie, the shittier it's going to be. Horror needs to be low budget. Horror needs to be raw and violent.
Yeah, I know. But it's a difference if you make a movie for 5 million or 500,000. Sometimes you need a 5 million movie. I think you should make more of them. You know what I mean?
You're definitely right, but you don't need the special effects to make a horror movie great. Like, to not piss anybody off, I'm a huge fan of the original Blair Witch Project. It was made for fucking nothing, and I know a lot of people hate it. I fucking loved it. It scared me. Woods at night are scary. I don't care what anybody says. And, not to even mention it had the greatest marketing campaign maybe ever.
Yeah, but the low budget makes creative thing. How often does it work? Yeah, I don't know.
It works for me. It works more often than not.
Well, Michele, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't think I have any place to talk about, the writing or anything like that, because I don't know crap about making movies. I want to keep seeing these new voices. I know you guys said something about, I love Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett as a team. They've done some great stuff in the past. And Ty West, did you see The Innkeepers? Did you not like that?
Sorry.
This is my Ty West thing. House of the Devil, amazing. Innkeepers, good. The Sacrament was
awesome. No.
This is the thing. He made a good movie with good actors, and all he did was retell the Jim Jones story. He didn't even change it up a little bit. That was my problem, and he ruined a great performance by Gene Jones as the head guy. But that's just my opinion, obviously.
Stefan, do you want to rip on Ty West for a minute or no?
I think
don't rip on Ty West. I love Ty West.
I think we just talked about Carpenter and Craven, and I think we said there are two very different voices, right?
Yes.
Today it's like one voice a little varied. I don't see that much difference between Wingard, West, and Eli Roth, to be honest.
You're going to throw Eli in there?
It's the same kind of postmodern movie-making bread.
Stefan, I have to say, I really think that West is a better filmmaker than Eli Roth. Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah.
Eli Roth's movies are technically very well made, but he doesn't have any kind of...
I don't like House of the Devil either. I think it's the same wankery. It's the same nostalgia wankery as
really?
Roth does. Yes, I think there's no substance to that movie.
Oh,
zero.
Ooh, I completely disagree with you, but I respect Stefan's opinion. Obviously,
yes. Michele, do you want to jump on him for a minute for that, or no?
About what?
Oh, about bashing West Weingarten?
No,
Oh, okay.
absolutely not.
You can
That's
tell-
just the thing with this whole modern horror. Everyone's talking about the state of modern horror. It's not just about like the big stuff that comes out. Look at like the smaller movies that are like hitting Netflix and stuff. Did you guys see Hush or anything like that from Last Shift? From I don't.
That's
I don't
one thing.
know.
I look at the horror movies that are successful or that come out that are praised. It's like I don't know, 30% home invasion, 30% some lame ghost story, and 30%
So
found
what?
footage.
If it's good, who cares?
I don't know. I want some variety
Matter.
again. No, I hate home invasion.
Okay.
I hate,
Re-
but with
Did you hate-
variety comes creativity. How often can you see somebody breaking in somebody's
Did you
home?
hate The Strangers, D? I mean,
No, I've actually wrote a list of the best home invasion movies, and I put it on the list. It was okay. It was decent.
I
I'd
thought
say
it was.
Hush would be one of them too. I think.
I heard that was very good, actually.
The protagonist is deaf, so it kind of brings a little bit of a different.
Yeah, but we were talking
Elements
about
to that.
nostalgic glasses. I mean, if you look at the 80s, of course, you have your 1 million slasher movies or whatever. But on the other hand, you had so much variety too. So much supernatural movies and monster movies. Where are they? They're away.
I do miss monster movies, I will say.
Yeah.
Like a good creature feature, I would love to see one of those.
What Joe Johnston's Wolfman didn't, get you all excited.
Horror is far too grounded at the moment.
I was so disappointed by the Wolfman.
It needs to be
The new-
more. Okay, I see what you're saying. More outlandish. Is that what you're saying? More
Yes,
supernatural,
I would love
less.
to. Yeah, and less more creative. Yeah, I mean, some outlandish concept, you unleash some creativity too.
I got you.
What about a good?
I don't know. I don't need a home invasion movie that doesn't make sense in the end. Actually, doesn't make any sense. I can forgive if it's a supernatural theme, but
What about another good Mask of the Red Death or something like that? We could use something like that.
yeah.
All right. I think yeah. Once we start pitching ideas, it's time to move on. Well, do we want to do a bonus topic today or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's knock out this bonus topic. This is an interesting one because Paranormal Activity the franchise itself is insanely popular and successful. But, it really divides horror fans. So I want to rewind all the way back to where it started, Paranormal Activity 1. Looking back at it, is it fairly or unfairly maligned by horror fans, or is it a deserved success? And Stefan, you're going to kick us off. Paranormal Activity.
I rewatched this movie for this discussion. I always made the joke before, this is the movie with the toppling chair. I have to take that back. It's the movie with the slamming door, of course. Yes. I think it's crap. It's absolutely crap. It's the same. It works like reality TV. You have a long, boring build-up with a shitty, anticlimactic ending. You have a bunch of untalented actors that try to act naturally and come off as even more phony. I mean, it's not sensational. It's easily made. It's really badly written, and I think it's you have to make your movie really good to make something creepy that you cannot see on the screen, and Oren Bailey doesn't manage that. Yeah, it's cheap as a scam. The whole movie is a fraud.
A fraud. Damn. All right.
Ouch.
Sean, get him. Sean.
I was a big fan of the original Paranormal Activity, although the knockout ending everybody talked about was fucking such garbage. It was so stupid. However, I really love the closing door, the slamming door. There's one scene when they're sleeping, that camera's there, and you just see a shadow walking up the stairs. And to me, that fucking creeps me the fuck out. It may be just me, but I thought it was well done. The Micah husband, was pretty pathetic actor, even for pathetic actors' sake. But it built up a nice story. It was well done. I liked the slow buildup of all that stuff, and I was a fan. That's all I have to say.
All right, Michelle, go for the knockout blow.
I actually haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't know how much replay value it has, but I do remember being very impressed with it. Kind of like the Blair Witch, just the simplicity of it. Why are you laughing at me already? I don't like the actors, honestly, but I do like some of the sequences. I do remember the one scene where she says like something's like breathing on me, and like her hair moves, and so it's got some good scenes going for it. If you know what's happening, I don't know if you can really watch it over and over again, but it did start something really cool with the sequels that came afterwards. So I'm a fan. I'd say it's pretty good.
Okay, you got 9 seconds, 8 seconds. You want
7.
Okay.
More.
Yeah, I got to fall in the camp that I thought it was actually a nicely done movie, and I thought it was effective for what it was doing. Stefan,
it's crap. I still think my reality TV comparison is very good. It's the same. If you watch reality TV every episode, something really small happens at the end, and to keep the people watching. And in the end, at the end of the season, it has a crappy anticlimactic ending. I mean, it's so badly made. What happens in the movie? A door closes. They find a photo, and I don't know. It's really phony.
I don't know that it's phony. I think that, like, if there is a haunted house, it's probably closer to reality than like Amityville.
Yeah,
or anything like
there's
that.
zero atmosphere. It's just ridiculous. I mean, we could do a better movie right now. We couldn't make a better reenactment of the movie right now with our camera. It's not a shit movie.
I kind of agree with Abe. Like, I think if you had some weird shit happening in your house, you wouldn't be running out right away. I think most people would like, hey, let's try to fucking find out what's going on first, or
they wouldn't believe it.
Right? Yeah. Where do you go if it's your home? I mean,
I will say that I am a big sucker for ghost movies. I love anything with the supernatural and ghosts. So that's a part of why it worked for me. And maybe that's just not your thing. Do you not like ghost movies?
It's just...
It just sucks.
It's bad. I mean, it's just badly made. It's just... I think it's a complete fraud. I mean, it's like making a movie with the at least effort ever. With the least effort.
Sometimes that works.
Yeah, in this case it doesn't. No, I think there's that much thought that went into it. I think they just, I've looked out for people who were dumb enough to take the bait. It's over. The audience, no, but it's like really like reality TV. I think it plays the most basic.
That kind of stuff would really freak me out in real life. So most of those movies
but it
kind of get to me more than they should, probably. Like if there was an actual ghost in my house right now, like I'd be flipping out more than a serial killer.
I really like the banging doors and the shadows more like the Robert Wise, haunting than, the stupid Friday the 13th, which I just want to say is the most overrated fucking horror franchise ever.
Are they really?
Okay, the movies suck.
Are they really overrated? I mean, I think people know they're people kind of know what they're getting into.
Not scary and not gory. Done. They suck.
Oh, wow! I think you're being too harsh. You want to talk about fan reaction? I'll just tell you real quick. Jason Goes to Hell. Jason Goes to Hell in the theater was the most like active crowd I'd ever seen in a movie ever. They were just bananas. So just saying. They knew what they were getting into. All right. I think it's time to wrap this whole thing up. So, Stefan, where have you been? Are you still writing?
Yeah, I'm still writing. October, maybe I'm revitalizing my podcast for a few episodes this October.
Oh, nice. Little breakfast on Planet X at the Supernuts?
Yeah, at the Supernuts.com. Yes. Right. And then we'll write some horror reviews, maybe about some lesser-known horror movies. I want to avoid the big ones. This month, maybe about some exotic one from the Shaw Brothers.
Oh, okay, from the Shaw Brothers. All right.
Yeah, I made great horror movies in the 80s.
Cool. Sean, how's the novel coming?
It's good. South Shore Trash is coming up very good. I'm working on something else that I talked to Abe about, and I'm also delving into tantric masturbation. So that's interesting. I go into work at 9 a.m., go right to the last stall on the left.
That's
I'm
really
in at
great.
5 with a smile on my face. All the guys that have to go in during the day, they might not be too happy, but it just is what it is.
Yeah, that's adequately creepy, I think. For
Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
You are a horror character, I think, there. All right, Michele, you are the guest. And where would people want to find you if they were so inclined?
Mostly you can find me at wickedhorror.com. That's where I write a lot of articles and reviews. Or if you want to go back and read 5 years worth of my rambling on random movies, I'm at thegirlwholoveshorror.blogspot.com.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll have links to your sites down in the description below. Are you going to write a piece about how Austrians don't understand horror, or no?
Possibly.
Oh my gosh. Well, all of you, this has been...
Comes to my mind.
Oh, yeah. This has been so much fun. I loved doing this episode. I can't wait to do this again in 2 weeks. If you could, anybody out there, give us a like, comment down below, or, subscribe, because right now we are doing really well at going live on every show. So you get that push alert on your phone or an email to let you know when we're streaming. That would help out a lot. Thanks, everybody, so much for stopping by. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.